If you've been reading financial news lately, you might think the party is over. There is a narrative forming in the market, a loud, data-backed whisper that says the AI revolution is actually an AI bubble and it's about to burst. We are seeing reports that enterprises have spent between $30 to $40 billion on generative AI this year, yet the return on investment for most of them is exactly zero. I recently analyzed a viral article by Willow titled "The AI Bubble is About to Burst," which argues that we have hit a dead end. He claims the models aren't getting smarter, the costs are unsustainable, and the promise of quantum computing is just a bandwagon for tech bros looking for an exit strategy. As an AI practitioner, my job isn't to buy the hype or the fear. It's to look at the physics of the systems we build. Here is my thesis for today. The chatbot bubble, the era of fun, low-stakes AI tourism, is indeed bursting. It should burst. But if you think AI is dead, you are looking at the wrong layer of the stack. In this video, we are going to audit the failure. We are going to look at the MIT data that proves 95% of AI pilots are failing. But then, I'm going to show you the bifurcation. I'm going to show you the agentic shift and the quantum breakthroughs of 2025 that prove the real revolution isn't ending. It's just getting serious. Let's dive in. Part 1. The anatomy of failure. First, let's give the skeptics their due. They aren't wrong about the current state of the market. The most damning piece of evidence comes from MIT's Project NANDA. They analyzed hundreds of AI pilots across major industries. The result, 95% of these pilots failed to deliver any measurable improvement to the P&L. Why? Because most companies fell for what I call the wrapper fallacy. They took a basic LLM, wrapped a chat interface around a PDF, and called it innovation. That is not a business model, that is a feature. A report from METR Model Evaluation and Threat Research conducted a controlled trial with experienced software developers. They found that when these experts used AI tools on complex legacy codebases, they actually worked 19% slower. Lockett's article highlights this brilliant point. The AI generates code that looks right but contains bizarre, subtle bugs. So the developer stops being a writer and becomes an editor. And editing bad code takes longer than writing good code from scratch. This leads us to a theoretical wall known as Floridi's Conjecture. It states that there is a fundamental trade-off between scope and certainty. Scope is how much the AI can talk about. Certainty is how much you can trust it. The conjecture proves that as you increase scope, certainty must drop. You cannot have a godlike model that never hallucinates. So the skeptics say, if we can't trust it, and it costs billions to train, and it slows us down, the bubble pops. If we stuck with the technology of 2024, I would agree with them, but we aren't. Part 2, the agentic turn. The mistake the market is making is assuming that chatbots equal AI. We are witnessing a shift from System 1 thinking, rapid, probabilistic text generation, to System 2 thinking. This is the era of reasoning models. I would name them for obvious reasons. This is not a promotion video for any LLM provider. These models don't just spit out an answer. They think. They generate hidden chains of thought. They backtrack. They correct themselves before they answer. Remember that 95% failure rate. Let's look at the 5% who succeeded. They didn't build chatbots, they built agentic systems. Look at Klarna. They didn't just put a chat bubble on their website, they integrated an AI agent deep into their transaction systems. That agent is doing the work of 700 full-time employees, resolving disputes in under 2 minutes, and drove a $40 million profit improvement. That is not hype, that is audited financial reality. Look at Siemens. They aren't using AI to write marketing copy. They are using it to generate PLC code for factory automation. They trained the model on a specific domain, programmable logic controllers, narrowing the scope to increase the certainty. This is what we call Agentic engineering, we don't ask one model to do everything. We build an architecture, the orchestrator breaks down the plan, the worker agents execute specific tasks, the critic, a separate agent that reviews the work to catch hallucinations. This solves Floridi's conjecture. By chaining specialized agents together, we regain the certainty we lost with the big general models. Part 3, the quantum horizon. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Lockett's article dismisses quantum computing as a dead end and a bandwagon. I have to be direct here. That view is obsolete. In late 2024 and early 2025, we crossed a threshold that physics wasn't sure we could cross. Google Quantum AI released the Willow chip. For 30 years, the critics said, if you add more qubits, you add more noise. Willow proved the opposite. For the first time, adding more qubits reduced the error rate. We have achieved exponential error suppression. And they didn't just build the chip. They ran an algorithm called quantum echoes. They simulated a complex quantum dynamic. Think of it like the butterfly effect in physics. Classical supercomputer would take 13,000 years. Willow chip took minutes. Why does this matter to you? Because AI has a data problem. We have run out of human texts to train on. Quantum computers like Willow act as a molecular ruler. They can simulate chemistry and physics with perfect accuracy. This generates synthetic data that is actually true to the laws of physics. We are going to see AI models trained on quantum generated data to solve problems in battery efficiency, carbon capture, and drug discovery that classical AI simply cannot guess its way through. This isn't a dead end, it's a new highway. Conclusion: don't be a tourist. So, is there an AI bubble? Yes. The bubble of cheap, easy, generic intelligence is bursting. The idea that you can just sprinkle GPT on a bad business process and get rich is over. But the real AI economy is just beginning. It is being built by the engineers who are moving from prompts to agentic workflows. It is being built by the scientists utilizing reasoning models and quantum utility. My advice to you: stop wrapping. Don't build wrappers around ChatGPT. Start architecting. Build systems where agents have access to your system of record, your database, your ERP. Give them the tools to do work, not just talk. Watch the cost. Inference costs are dropping tenfold every year. Use that to your advantage. Let the model think for 10 seconds. If it saves you 10 hours of human labor, the tourists are leaving the market. It's the best time to be a builder. If you want to understand how to architect these agentic systems, make sure you subscribe. Next week, I'm breaking down the specific design patterns Siemens used to get that 50% productivity gain. I'm Ashok Singh. Keep building.